We're up the very top end of the Scap Berm, which is a tributary of the White Kielder that runs into Kielder Reservoir, and we're planting trees today as part of the Kielderhead Wildwood project. So much of conservation is just about trying to protect what we have and trying to make sure that we don't lose things. This is actually about trying to create something and taking a look at what we're missing and what we could have and taking that opportunity to put something back out there. It is just one great big logistical exercise. Everything's got to be trucked in, and then when we get to here we've got to come off the forest tracks and actually get down to site. Now it's not far, it's about 500 metres, but it's all over land that's soft underfoot, it's uneven, and everything's got to be carried in. The stakes, the plants, the tools, the tubes, everything. 2 years ago we had a group of volunteers went out and they collected seed from local trees, and these seeds then went off to a nursery where they were propagated into little saplings, and they've come out with their soil plugs and we're planting those plugs today.
We're at the early stage of planting 30,000 trees, which are broadleaf trees and native to the landscape as it was hundreds of years ago.
The process is pretty straightforward. It's make a hole, drop the plant in there, tamp it down, put a guard around it, and then put a stake in to keep that guard up. The guards are essential up here because one of the big problems we have is deer. There's a lot of deer in Kielder. If we left these unguarded, the deer would come through here and they'd take all those lovely young tasty saplings and we'd have nothing left by the end of the year. Pretty much all of these trees are being planted by volunteers. It's an incredible thing for them to do. It's an incredible place for them to come.
I come out because it's absolutely beautiful out here. I come out with a van full of idiosyncratic people who enjoy doing lots of hard, heavy lifting for nothing at all other than the surroundings and the company they're with.
It's just, you're putting something back into the environment. It keeps you fit, it keeps you doing things, and it's actually good fun.
Fresh air, good company, doing something worthwhile.
It's great just getting out here, out into the wilderness essentially, and just getting away from the city, getting some fresh air, a bit of physical exercise. So seeing the ideas that I've talked about while I've been doing my degree, and also seeing those in practice and seeing how it actually works, and in a few years we'll be able to see the final product.
So having these volunteers taking time out of their days, giving us this energy to do this is invaluable, and every day I'm thankful to them.
In the longer term it'll be attractive to wildlife and birds, mammals, etc. They'll have a better landscape than they have at the moment.
Once those other species move in, they'll be able to sort of sustain it in a more natural way. We won't have to keep on coming back here every 50 years to plant another 100 trees, because there'll be 100 trees self-seeding. There'll be hundreds and hundreds of different species coming in here and breeding. It'll become something that we can just enjoy as opposed to having to work this hard to do it.
It'll be great, because what I'm hoping is to come back in about 10 years' time, and hopefully we'll see this entire hillside will be just covered in trees, and I'll be able to think, I did that 10 years ago.
It's just the fact that it's going to be something for the future for my grandkids.
This will become something that we could say, look, we did that. And not only did we do that, people looked at it and said, you know what, why don't we do that? We can try something like that. It's a fairly straightforward procedure, planting some trees, but the ramifications for it are huge in terms of what it will mean in 100 years' time to other people who use this landscape.